How's it going, everybody? I am Preston Johnson. Welcome to Last Word Cheetah, brought to you by Bets TV.
As a general life philosophy.
That's exactly right. You're a fish.
Qwan, by the way, my producer, Qwan Young, doing a good job. He'll be taking the calls. How you doing today, bud?
Hey, man, how are you?
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Welcome to the show, Bets TV, bringing you Last Word Cheetah. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Last Word Cheetah, brought to you by Bets TV. I am Preston Johnson, your host, here in the studios in rainy, cloudy Southern California right now. Qwan Young, my producer, my co-host, hanging in there over the side. How was your Tuesday? Not sure?
You know,
you paused.
Yeah, well, I had to turn the mic on, but
Okay.
I was laying around. I've had a rough week, but I really like my voice when I'm like down. I'm like sexy now.
The cool,
Yeah, like
slow jam tones or something.
I
know what you're talking about because I heard you Monday. You had like a little more raspy voice. Is the wisdom teeth, are they not hurting as much today?
I feel like it's fully settled into what it's gonna do when I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. So it's gonna be even more pain, and then I'll probably get the other 3 out or whatever.
You did have though like a raspiness to it. We got to record an album like tonight. Like we only have a few hours.
I'm gonna go. I gotta find some women to talk to here in the next few hours.
Hit up the bars after the shows, man. Which, by the way, we got this show today. This is the first day I believe we're firing all 3 shows in a row. 1 o'clock right now, Last Word Cheetah with yours truly, 661-515-BETS. We take your calls throughout, talk through the games. It's a brand new month. We track your bets over the course of the month, and we give away cash to the person that is on top of our leaderboard at the end of it. Last month, $700 to Tom Davis, who won the August prize pool. 2 o'clock, who wants to be a betting extraordinaire? Sarab, the lone contestant remaining day 3. We started day 1 Monday. They worked their way up, a chance to win $25,000. He goes today, and little nugget. We're going FCS football tonight. Little against the grain, no baseball, so he's got to go FCS. If he gets through to day 4 tomorrow, then we'll have a nice little college card on FBS football for tomorrow. And then 3 o'clock, the Steve Morning Show with Right Angle Sports. They're going to release another play, and we'll do that. Again, it's like a 10 to 12-minute show, pretty quick. We release the play. Everybody gets a bet or a play that ends up being plus EV come kickoff. So 3 shows lined up. We'll open up the phone lines in the meantime here for Last Word Cheetah. Happy to take calls baseball today or anything college football related going forward through the weekend for week 1. Qwan, by the way, he did ask me the first thing he said, because yesterday I talked about this wedding. It was a rainy day. It's still kind of cloudy and rainy. He's like, how was the wedding? I said, I got a story for you. So I didn't tell him yet. 1, it was not rainy, especially where this was located. You move away from the coast, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as cloudy or rainy. So that was all in well. But I was shooting a podcast. That'll come out later tonight, actually. I'll pub it out once they're publishing it, but I'll give it a few hours. Won't say who with yet. I was recording the podcast. I started getting, this happens about once every year or 2, I get a really bad migraine.
Uh-huh.
Like my mom got them growing up occasionally, like where she had to lay down, like turn off the lights, like she's like down and out for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I kind of have like gotten, and she gets it, she's allergic to MSG. And I think I am somewhat, but sometimes it doesn't affect me if I've had it before. Sometimes it just does. I'm not sure what it is. But apparently Chick-fil-A has MSG in it. That's something that I've learned in the past. I try not to eat it very often. But we had to do something quick before I came into the studio yesterday. I got Chick-fil-A, and I think that just got me.
Yeah.
But it started coming on while I was recording that podcast. And then the day before, my AC broke in my car, which I need to get fixed. But like, it's warm in the car, like you need AC. But when you have like a migraine and you're trying to drive from the studio to this wedding, it's like hot and sweaty. I'm rolling down the windows, but then it's loud, like on the freeway. I hit the toll road to make sure I make it in time because this podcast went long. So I'm already running late.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't go back home first to change. So I had my wife bring my change of clothes, but I was wearing a sweater. So I was like hot as well. So I was wearing a sweater before for our show. Anyways, we get there. I change my clothes. I'm struggling. My 2 kids, my wife, everything's good. They're fine. They're sitting down. But like 10 to 15 minutes into this wedding starting, and the bride walks through, and we stand up when that happens, and they're walking through the aisle and you're watching them. And I stood up and turned around and watched her go through, and her dad's walking her through, and it's just like a beautiful moment. And I'm trying to think like, oh, my daughter, she's only 6 years old, but I can't believe when this is going to be her and me. And I'm like trying to feel the moment. And I sat back down, and it just like, I had this wave of, I got to bail. Like I'm going to pass out, or like it's going to get so bad that I get like nauseated sometimes, and I can't just be like chucking like in this wedding. Like it started now. Yeah. She walks up, she's like the last one to walk up, and then the guy starts talking. And I close my eyes, and I'm like bobbing like this to like get through it, but I don't even realize I'm doing it. And my wife's looking over at me like, she knew I was like had a migraine, but she's like nudging me like maybe you need to like go. There's like a grass area with shade like yonder. It is outdoors. And I don't know what it was. Miracle of all miracles. A really nice gust of like fresh wind and air comes through, or like hits the back of my head, and I like start slowly feeling better. I didn't have to ditch and bail on the wedding mid-ceremony. I survived. But it was a really, really weird experience to kind of like go through that. Normally, if I've gotten a migraine, again, only like once every year and a half, 2 years, I get one. I go lay down, like take a nap or sleep through it at night or in the morning, and like I'm fine. This is like the first time I had to like live during one, and I couldn't just go lay down. And it was during a wedding ceremony. So I survived it, but I don't remember like half of what was said. I'm sure it was great, but I was just concentrating on me being okay.
Focusing.
And I was like out of it there was like a 2-minute stretch where
where things could have got out of control.
Yeah.
That was basically what my undergrad was. Every time I drunk
going to school.
No, there was the party.
Got it. I've never been drunk.
Yeah,
I don't drink, so that's true. I don't know what that feels like, but there you go. Yeah. All right, now I got to go take a test.
Got to hold it down.
Well done. Right on. Okay, so today, no commercial breaks. We'll open up the phone lines. And Wednesday, I had talked about Wednesdays are going to be our regular weekly talk through my totals. Look at the market for college football every Wednesday. The totals, I think, this week's a little bit different because totals have been out for a few weeks. It's week 1. But typically Wednesdays we'll go through. Totals will have just opened up, sometimes night before or morning of, and we'll look and see which ones I think are worthwhile betting. We'll do that later today after we start taking your calls. But for September, Qwan, I know we were going to do some sort of football challenge in August for the prize pool money we're going to give away. We never did. Me and you went head-to-head. You also had a kickball thing. That's where the $700 came from. We need to think of and actually do a cool challenge for September. It is football season now. It's official. Something, what did Bob maybe or Tom recommended some sort of like Andy Reid style punt pass kick. We need to do something, but keep mulling it over. And if it really is just paper football here in studio trying to launch them into a helmet, we'll make it happen. But we got to have some sort of gambling football props for the prize pool for callers.
I'm trying to think, because we got hamstring over here.
Yep.
I'm gonna complain about.
That's always his excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, I'm not.
Is it always the same one?
Yeah, I'm not 20 anymore, man. I can't power through anything.
Neither am I.
Not tough. None of that. I'm tapping out.
What if it was? I haven't thrown a football in I don't know how long. Similar with you. You didn't play quarterback anyway.
Wait a minute.
What?
I played, a little bit of quarterback. It's
Scout
horrible.
team QB?
No, I play.
Are you talking about like in Pop Warner or something?
There was like this league that I used to use as a tune-up to play indoor, and we were horrible.
You like flag?
No, it was like full-on contact.
And you played quarterback?
Yeah. Just listen, that's how horrible we were. But
for some reason, I don't see you being able to throw like a pretty ball.
No.
Remember, he said automatic from the free throw line.
No, okay. It's not a pretty ball, but we got a touchdown under the belt.
Through the air?
Through the air.
Not a scramble? Okay.
No, it was a nice little 5-step drop. Put it right in the corner. I got to find the video. It's out there on the internet.
He's still look, now that we got the grad assistant starting for South Carolina, you never know, man. You might have a shot.
Yeah, I got to find some eligibility.
What's his name? Zeb
Colin?
No, Zeb Noland.
No.
There it is. Zeb Noland fan club. We should make merch. Look, I think we should do some sort of football throwing related one. You know how like sometimes they throw either through like rings or hoops, or they throw into like trash cans, like the Aaron Rodgers one the other day that went viral where he was rolling out and he threw it across the way into the corner and it landed in the trash can.
I think it would.
Now we can go closer than 50 yards, but I mean, point is some sort of football throwing accuracy that doesn't like your hammy's going to be okay throwing a football. I imagine a few times, like you can survive that.
Maybe
I don't have to get winded. Like I think we can make it happen. I think that'll work.
I'm with it. I got a football around here somewhere.
I mean, I have one at my house too. Don't let not having a football get you out of this.
I'm trying to make every excuse possible.
Like we could hang targets from the field goal post, like go to a field somewhere, and we like have to hit them and get points, something like that.
Talking about accuracy,
throwing from that's the point. Yes, an accuracy in throwing a football, which I have not done. I didn't ever play quarterback anyway. When I played when I was little, you apparently played some sort of quarterback. Talking about the video,
the exact way that I would.
I have and had like migraine issues, so I could feel your pain on just shutting the old eyes and bobbing the head. I've sort of grown out of it, but yeah, I feel the pain. You kind of want to just remove your head at some point.
Yeah, I'm not sure why some people get them more frequently than others. It might be my allergy, but it's weird. So yours are actually like subsided now at this point.
Yeah, like I got them real bad when I was younger, and they tried like, I don't know, they'll try to like give you some medicine, but there is like no medication to solve it. So it was just kind of brutal. But yeah, they've
got over them.
Slowed up. So yeah, it's good.
What do you like for the card today?
Yeah, I'm going with LSU against UCLA. You know, everyone's UCLA in. You got Colin Wilson on here. You're letting him curse. I know he's your buddy, but he's cursing. You're telling him it's cool.
Did he? I don't think he did.
He said shit. You said it was fine. So after LSU wins, I'm getting a few F-bombs in. I'm giving fair warning. I'm giving
that's fine. You can have one.
We're not on Anthem, so you can
today you actually can swear. We're not on Game Plus Network today. No commercial break.
Let's fucking go then. All right.
There you go. Let them fly.
That was my one. All right. That was one for today. But after LSU wins, you know, we might need. No, I don't know.
Any reason why, other than everyone else seems to be on UCLA?
Yeah, like why wasn't Johnson starting from the beginning last year for LSU? And also, what they did with the coordinators last year was just like comical. Like, I mean, I know Ed Ogeron is literally just a puppet, but like he then hired two puppets to go along with him, so there was nobody with any football IQ in the entire coaching staff. So you just got three puppets leading the charge to just disaster. I don't know. Can their defense be 130th or whatever it was again in passing? Like, I find that hard to believe when you have the best corner in the country. So, I mean, UCLA, sure, they steamrolled Hawaii, but I mean, DTR couldn't complete a pass. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time believing they're really just going to control the line of scrimmage and shove it down LSU's throat. So,
I will say, referring to their pass defense last year, it's weird. LSU was the team that the power rating of mine at the end of last season, going into this season, improved the most. So I do anticipate a much better LSU team. Defensively, everyone, like through the air, they looked so bad. I feel like a few of the games stand out that were on national TV. The underlying metrics, they actually graded out 68th in opponent EPA per pass allowed. So, I mean, they were actually about country average, and they're still, I mean, I think projected to improve there. And then Max Johnson played 6 games, 1,100 yards, 8 TDs, 1 pick. Definitely a step up. I'm not sure why he wasn't the guy from the get-go. There's some upside there.
Finley and Brennan or whatever, they were terrible.
Yeah, it was brutal. It really was. My numbers like UCLA at the 4 and 3.5. I wouldn't bet it at 3 now. We can give you the 3 though. And by the way, you can get a 3 at -101. So I'm giving you some pretty good juice on that. Lock it in.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Cool, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You too. Hey, Qwan.
Yes.
Respect, brother. I'm not gonna do it. Peace out.
He's in a good mood today.
Yeah, I was anticipating something, but I'm kind of disappointed. He only dropped 1 F-bomb.
Yeah,
we gave him,
that was his chance to just
let it
Here's
go.
the thing. He doesn't do it like, oh, I got to be cool and swear. It's just like his natural reaction to stuff. Sometimes he swears.
Said it adds character.
Yeah, it's fine. I respect it. Cool. We'll go ahead. Was it Patrick that called in next? Cool. Patch him through. Patrick, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Preston?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Hey, you know what? I don't have I guess routine migraines, but I have ocular migraines from time to time.
Okay.
And I can always feel them coming on, where I start seeing like spinning dots in my eyes, and I just completely lose focus for like 10 minutes, and I have to stop what I'm doing and lay down until I can just like regain my vision. It's the weirdest thing. It really is.
My mom's were like that.
Foot always tingles too, which is it's bizarre.
Yep. I survived. I wasn't trying to like complain, but he asked how the wedding was, and I honestly was like just so out of it for about 10 to 20 minutes that anyway, I got through it. But it sounds like, I mean, everyone kind of has the migraine thing at some point or other, and it's stuff that you can't really explain. Like Tone said, I don't know if you heard him. He's like, sometimes they'll tell you like, take this medicine, take this. It doesn't really help. Like it's just kind of unsolvable, and you have to get through them. But we figured it out.
The human body is a mystery.
It is. All right. Are you going football for tonight? Going baseball? What do you think?
Can I go NFL?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just do it. Yeah, it's going to end in September. So.
Yeah. So, and I'm itching to get these things out before some of these things move, which some of them already have.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I know is going to move is the Browns at 6.5 over the Chiefs. I would be stunned if this game doesn't close at like either a juice 6 or even below 6. I know there's no way it goes to a touchdown.
Yeah, everyone would just gobble up 7 anyway. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So I think I'll get some CLV off this. Plus, I mean, if you take off 2.5 points for home field advantage for the Chiefs, there's just not 4 points of difference between this Browns team and this Chiefs team. And I know it's dangerous to go back to the prior year, but the Chiefs really had a propensity, whenever they did have the lead, of leaving that back door wide open. So it wouldn't surprise if the Browns win this game outright, but I think they could at least stay within the number. And again, I'm not a trends guy, but it's hard to ignore what is it, 5-20 ATS record of the Super Bowl loser in Week 1. So there probably is something to that. So I mean, all those factors combined, I want the Browns at 6.5.
All right, so we'll lock you in for the Browns at 6.5. By the way, I think 2.5 points for home field these days is probably even generous, regardless. For Kansas City's up there near the top, but I think that's on the generous side. So.
Okay.
Oh, and last thing, you said 5-20. I couldn't explain that one. I would say it's just noise, personally. I've seen 19 straight at a roulette table. So 5-20 run of 25 events. Like, I don't understand. Like, you have so many months in between winning or playing a Super Bowl or whatever till you play Week 1. I just don't know how there's an effect there that is viable. That's just my personal opinion. But it's an interesting trend.
I would never bet. Yeah, I would never bet just on trends alone. But I mean, I'd certainly want to be on the right side of that, I guess.
Sure. You at least don't go against it at the very least, of course.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. We'll lock you into the 6.5, Patrick.
All right, see you.
Take it easy. You got someone else up there, Qwan? Cool. Go ahead. Brian.
Hey, Cheetah.
Nice. How's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You calling in to get September rolling?
Going to try to start off with the W here.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to go with baseball. I'm going to go with the Dodgers. They're going to lay the wood with Scherzer on the mound.
Okay. Any other reason besides it's Scherzer?
I think they're just a half a game back to the Giants, so pretty big game for the division. And I have a pretty big bet on the actual division race, so I guess I'm just doubling down on that.
Ooh, when did you place it? Was like mid-season when it got cheap?
I got like minus 104.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I think it's like minus 240 now.
Yeah, so you're definitely ahead. I've seen minus 200s. Yep, exactly. Cool.
Yeah.
For this price, I will give you minus 205. We'll lock you in with the Dodgers. And, good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
Go, man. Take care.
All right, bye.
Is he doing dishes? Maybe he's calling from the kitchen. Maybe he runs a restaurant. I got to get more info there. But I heard someone doing dishes in the background.
Every time you hear something, you get inquisitive.
Well, there was someone, was it one time Patrick called from like a pawn shop, I thought? Or maybe it was Andre. It was Andre.
Andre, yeah.
Something's going on, Brian. We love that you called regardless. Soon enough, we'll have Bob calling from his classroom. Go ahead and patch to the next caller. All good. Welcome to Last Word, Cheetah. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I got a few different games I'm looking at. I wanted to get some of your advice. A couple of them are going to be West Coast teams. I'm looking at UCLA taking on the Tigers, of course, then USC against Fresno. I think it's Fresno State for that one.
San Jose.
And then, San Jose, sorry. Then also looking at a game tonight with Baltimore and Orioles. Steven Matt's a lefty. Orioles hitting really well against left-handers. And then Matt Harvey, obviously for the Orioles, been up and down all season, so that kind of looks like a overwritten all over it. But I think I'm most interested in that USC Fresno State game with the 14 points.
Okay, well, this is an interesting one. Let's talk about the two West Coast, the UCLA, the local teams, the USC. UCLA, like Tone just called in and wanted to go against them. He thinks LSU was just like basically punted last year away, didn't really care too much. UCLA has become, it seems, like the trendy dog. Everyone just saw him pounce over Hawaii. My concern about the LSU side, and again, my numbers liked UCLA at 4 and 3.5. So if you wanted to go at 3, I wouldn't necessarily disagree. My worry for the LSU side is that UCLA and this defense from last year, granted small sample, and I talked about it when we did our college football preview, but Chip Kelly kind of re-innovated offense and RPO and running tempo and just kind of changed the way offenses approach now at the NFL level and as well as college. He's doing stuff defensively kind of at like a Bill Belichickian-esque way where they play the ultimate bend, don't break defense. And their success rate was like 107th in the country last year, but they didn't give up many points. If you looked at how many points they give up relative to like their success rate and how many yards they were allowing, it was like one of the biggest discrepancies historically I've ever found. So what is Chip Kelly, like what has he figured out? He's actually friendly with Bill Belichick. But Belichick started running tempo back in the day with the Pats and Tom Brady and attributed it to Chip Kelly and Oregon. And so maybe they're friendly. Maybe Bill's selling some inside stuff. I don't know what's going on. But last year they broke the numbers. And if they've figured out some sort of bend, don't break defense that's just going to be crushing, and they lock it in, so to speak, in the red zone and force more turnovers or, you know, get more aggressive there and get sacks and push people out of field goal range, UCLA has an upside because their offense is so good that I think kind of is, you know, double digits range to win. So I like UCLA. I'm bullish UCLA. Absolutely could get behind that. USC, San Jose, I'm close to where market is. If I were to bet it, I would go USC, but would kind of like to see now that San Jose State already got that game under their belt and they crushed for week 0. And USC kind of has some question marks, I think, still with the offense last year being one of the worst in the red zone and just totally underachieving on that end. Their defense has improved. I think Todd Orlando going in there last year put them, I think they were top 25 in defense. Expect them to be top 20 to 25 again. But can Slovis and company, and can they figure out with Helton like an offense that actually scores points once they get inside the red zone? And so I'm staying away from that game. I do lean the USC side, though, and I do like UCLA. So if you want to pick one of those, feel free, or we can go with one of the baseball.
I'm pretty undecided. How do you feel about doing a teaser?
Theoretically, not good. And teasing college football has never really been very profitable, nor would you want to tease through 0. So, you're being +3. You'd get up to +9. But USC, you would go 14 to 8. There's worse bets that have been made in the world, but you're not supposed to tease college football, really.
Then I'll go and roll with UCLA.
Okay, we'll take the +3. All right.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get the W, man. I do. I like the side. All right, we'll lock you in. Take care. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, guys.
We got one more, and then Tom's ready to fire another blackjack hand for us live. Look, Tom, all right, let's take the call, and then we'll talk about it. We'll take one more. Welcome to the show. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Kristian. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you. How you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm a first-time caller. I actually am the older brother of Carter, who you just did a podcast with on the Carter Cast.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember the Mormon money line, right?
Yeah,
that's what he calls himself, at least. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
I couldn't say no to the Mormon money line asking me if I wanted to do a show. Like I couldn't do it.
I know. He's been sitting on that one. He came up with it a while ago, and then when it came ready, he launched it. He knew that was too good of a nickname to pass up. So.
Yep. Right on.
Yeah. I'm pretty familiar with this 661 area code because I actually served my Mormon mission in the Santa Clarita and San Fernando Valley. So.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So I grew up in Valencia. That's where I'm from.
Okay, yeah. I was there like 2013, a little bit of 2014.
Right on. Okay. So yeah.
Go
ahead.
I was actually there when Paul Walker was when he tragically passed. It was pretty crazy. Like
right up at the high school or whatever.
Yeah.
I was in Utah at the time, but my parents were still in Valencia and everything, and so I heard about it. But no, that's cool. So when we were picking a phone number for this show, it was we could basically choose whatever we wanted, and I was like, let's represent the 661. So that's why I just chose it. But nice, there you go. We got a connection.
Yeah, for sure. So
you want to take a shot on a football game?
Yeah, well, I've got something for tonight. It's kind of a little money line. Well, it's like a money line / spread parlay. It's with UAB minus 16.5 and who is it? Dodgers money line minus 205. That's what I got it at.
Okay, tell me why, because we're actually, for our show at the start of the 2:00 hour, we're doing Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire. It's going to be a question for our contestant about this game. So I'm curious now, you're going out of your way to bet this game. Break it down for us for 30 seconds or so.
Which game specifically?
The UAB minus 16.5.
Oh, mostly I don't really have a whole lot of information. I just remember seeing them a little bit last year. I kind of picked them a couple times, and they seem relatively competitive from what I remember. I mean, they're going against Jacksonville State and FCS, so I don't know. I feel like UAB is probably going to roll them. I mean, I don't know. Jacksonville State could surprise us all, but that's kind of my take on it.
All good. We'll lock you in. The parlay pays plus 184, Qwan. Make sure you write that down, plus 184. And remind me what your name was, just to make sure we have it right.
Yeah, it's Kristian.
Kristian. Perfect. Okay. That's what I thought I heard, but I just wanted to double check. We'll lock you in. Good luck tonight, and feel free to call back whenever you get a chance.
Oh, for sure. I'll probably start calling in regularly now.
Excellent. That sounds good to us, man. You take it easy.
Yeah, take care.
Right on. All right. Is the man, the myth, the legend ready?
I can bring up the video. I think the
video? Wait, he FaceTimed in.
Yeah.
With his sister's phone. He told me
I've
about
been watching the last 10
We're not getting rugged this time at the blackjack table. We're going to win this.
I'm going to turn the audio on.
Excellent. All right. Tom, if he can hear us,
I don't know if he can hear you.
Tell him to go ahead and go play a hand. $100. We owe this guy $800 right now because he won $700 in August. There it is. There it is. Make it happen.
Tom, can you hear us?
He's going for it.
There he is. Listen, it's not Pikachu.
Yeah, we know it's not Pikachu. That's
the confirmation right there.
Let's go. Hey, look at that guy's beard back there. Is that me? Oh, she's asking about the phone.
Back it up from the table.
That's all good. Good work over there. Good work, Mrs. Davis. Miss Davis.
Uh-oh.
It's all good.
Tom's a slickster.
Looks good. He's looking good. I don't mind it. He didn't take our cards. We didn't. Oh, we did bust?
That quick. Wow.
Did we win or lose?
It looked like we won.
Got it today.
We got it. Okay.
There we go.
Dog.
Easy game. Now we're even, baby.
Winner.
Tom Davis. Good work.
Yeah,
and tell your sister thank
See
you
how
for
they cut
recording.
you out with the phone, buddy. You see how the man cussed out when she tried to get by the table?
Yeah, that happens. That's usually how it goes. It was good. She just backed up a little bit, and you kept the video on. That was perfect. Well done.
Y'all
Do you want to give a
it?
bet out for today for college football, something? Or you want to take a break and...
Look, I'll call you back.
Excellent. Call back whenever, man. We'll be on for a while longer. Good work. I couldn't tell when he flipped the card, there was a delay, which usually means like if you bust, they immediately snag your cards and they take your chips. So I was like, okay, I think at least we're safe. I think what happened is he stayed and the dealer did the card and busted, and that's why then he was paying people off. We took the W. We're even.
Hey, there we go.
2 days, 1-1. We should have won yesterday, man. We were dealt an ace and a 9 at 20, and the dealer hit 21. So it was good work. And we got the video. Little did they know they were live streamed. Shout out to the Cherokee something resort in North Carolina. I read about it yesterday. When I should give them some love. If you live in North Carolina, hold on. I got to find my DMs with. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to get this. I got to give them a good shout out. Harrah's Cherokee in North Carolina. There it is. Just Harrah's. Cool. Who was it they called? Is it Tom that's right back? Tone. Oh, no. He's ready to. He's changing. No one's actually ever changed before. Why should I give him the opportunity after we locked it in to change?
Many times, and you stated rules that you didn't hold by. What happened to no parlays this month, brother?
He was a first-time caller, but I forgot about that. You're right.
Caller, long-time listener. I'd like to state I need a rule book.
Yep. He is right. Kristian, if you're still listening, I forgot September's. I got so used to it.
Give that to him. Give that to him out of respect for a new caller, Preston.
Okay.
I just wanted to bust your balls.
But you're right. No, you caught me.
You have to honor your bet.
Okay, I'll honor it. Look, I actually kind of like the other side anyway. I don't think UAB is going to run away with it, but we'll talk about it on Betting Extraordinary a little bit with Sarb.
I feel like that too, but I want the Braves money line.
I'll let you switch since you caught me red-handed. Braves money line. Why? Just because you're going against the Dodgers, the first-time caller?
Nah. I mean, more so just like they're all like Scherzer, as if the Braves weren't facing him like multiple times a year for years. So
fair enough.
Give me.
You like Max Fried at all?
No, but I'd rather be a lefty than a righty against the Dodgers.
That's fair. This year, by the way, his ERA is still it's still like 3.5 ERA, but last year he was like 2.2, like he was crushing. He's fallen back to earth a little bit, but he's still been pretty strong. I don't dislike it. You can get almost 2-1 on a Braves team. That's pretty good. That has seen Scherzer plenty of times. I think that's the angle. I agree with your side. We'll let you switch. I give you plus 189, by the way, is the best price.
All right. Respect and shout out Tom. That guy's a legend.
He really was. He asked me after the show yesterday, hey, should we do a FaceTime with my sister's phone tomorrow? I was like, yes. If you're around, let's make it happen. So, and he got me even.
I love that he's calling in from the casino. Like, he's betting, like, sort of virtually. Like, he just doesn't stop. Legend of the game.
That's why I even thought of this yesterday. We were live, and somehow it was noisy. I said, where are you? He's like, I'm at the sports book. And I was like, that's so perfect. Can you go bet a hand of blackjack? And then it went from there. But, yeah, he's just a grinder. He's the best.
It was like that guy earlier. Was that guy at the gun range, the batting cage? Where was that guy?
The dishes guy?
That was the gun range. That might have been the batting cage. I think
batting cages make sense, actually. Yeah. We'll find out. We'll dig in.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, boys.
Take it easy. You got the change, Qwan, by the way, on tone to the Braves. No longer LSU. He could still call back in tomorrow and go with LSU if he wants. I mean, that's fine. But cool. Bring him through. Tom, well done, sir.
What's happening, Big Daddy? All right. We got him back today.
We did. And it was a bearded guy. I think he was my second cousin. And that was why.
Yeah, that's why I picked him to steal the cards.
Awesome. That makes a ton of sense. It gave us a better chance to win. By the way, we were trying to read it from your sister's gracious FaceTime. Did you stay and then the dealer busted? or did you hit
That's
to
correct.
a high number?
I stayed on a 16,
Ooh.
and he had 14, and I think he drew a 2, and then he busted.
Beautiful.
I think
That's what we
I
thought.
believe he had 4-card bust.
Excellent. Nice. At least you're playing it by the book. You're 16 versus a 4. You got to stay. Good work. You have a baseball play for us today, or are you going to go college football again?
Everybody that made your plays.
Today? Yeah, everyone's been making plays.
Can I play the golf today? Can I play
Who are you going with?
Golf.
Oh, for like the weekend. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Give me Dustin Johnson to win it all.
Oh, you want him to ship it? Okay. Let me just pull up the best price I can give you. I need about 10 seconds. Tell us why Dustin Johnson out of the blue. You haven't done golf before, I don't think.
Yeah, he plays that course up there in Atlanta good. You know, he hung around down here in the Southeast forever and ever, and he come on strong last weekend, so he might have something to say about moving on up that board.
Does 22-1 sound about right?
That's about right.
Yep, 22-1's the best. There's a bunch of 20-1s, but 22-1, there's one spot with that, so we'll give you 22-1.
All right, buddy.
Excellent. Good work, Tom. And by the way, remember to message me your like Venmo or PayPal if you have it to send you the $700 for the winnings for August.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Tom, I'm also
y'all have
before you get off, I'm also suspending the Pikachu accusation. You are not Pikachu. I can say it 100%.
All right, now that we got it clear. Damn, I thought I was going to get me a plane ticket out here.
We still got to get you out here.
We should bring him in. Yeah, why not? All right, man. You take it easy. Good luck the rest of the trip there.
I need to come sprinkle some of my brother's ashes at the Dodger Stadium.
There you go. That sounds good to me.
All right, brother. Y'all have a good day.
Good night, man. The slick hair was pretty nice. You called it out. All right. We'll hit Carlos up. And then I should probably go through the totals real quick as well for college football. Carlos, welcome to Last Word Cheetah, man. Welcome. As usual, it is September 1st. What did he tell you? I don't know why they're laughing. We haven't even brought him in yet. What's going on? I don't know. I can't hear. Oh, someone else called in. Never mind. Quan's laughing with someone else. Carlos, it's a new day. This is what I was trying to get at. It's a new month. First day of the month. You started so pure in August. So pure, so clean. Yeah. Let's get back into that mindset. Give us a winner, football or baseball.
Qwan said the focus this month.
Yes.
Yeah, they could put some money in the pot because I did not win the month. Although
50.
I probably should have won the month. But again, a new month, a new start. We will take the last baseball bet possibly of this month. Starting today. This might be my last baseball bet. I'm going to go with Cincinnati in Sonny Gray. I think it's like minus 160.
I don't think there was like a cancellation. I believe there's a new pitcher. No, it is Sonny Gray. You're right. But there was a cancellation earlier. Sonny Gray, Cincinnati up against Hap and the Cardinals, minus 161. Yep. You want money line, right?
Got you. Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll lock you into that. Actually, I can give you minus 160. 1 cent better. I might as well save you a cent. I cost you $11 last month.
It cost me $800. Yes, or $700.
Yeah, I mean $11 meaning plus 1,100, like an astronomical amount that probably would have won you the month. Or you and Tom at least would have battled it out, and it would have been close. But thanks for calling as usual. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Bye bye.
I was laughing at Brian. Brian called back in and said, no, he's not at the gun range. He's at work.
Right. He's at work. Where's work?
I didn't want to intrude.
Okay. Well, Brian, I'll intrude. Next time you call tomorrow, let us know if you don't mind. It sounded like dishes.
It was very
He's like a restaurant manager or owner, and he's in the back, and someone was, cleaning some dishes.
There's a lot going on. And I forgot that there's already $50 in
because of the August Carlos bet. Yeah, you're in 50 to start. He sent me the 200 pretty quick actually, so I appreciate that yesterday. We have one more caller. All right, then we'll hit the college football totals. We'll probably have to close the lines. Patch them through. Bring them through. Welcome to Last Word Cheetah. Who are we speaking with?
This Star, Preston, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hopefully, we're going to bring Sarah back on in about 25 minutes for his betting extraordinaire attempt. But first, you can lock in September 1st play.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the football game tomorrow. I want to lock in that NC State game.
Okay. Which side or total?
NC State minus 18.5, I think I'm showing now.
I can give you an 18. There's still some 18s I can give you.
Oh, I'll take it.
Minus the 18. I agree with you on that side. I think it should be 3 touchdowns, 21-ish. And I still think there's some upside on the NC State with Leary at quarterback. Any other reasoning that you like on your end against South Florida?
Yeah, pretty much covered it. NC State's bringing back pretty much everybody. USF is awful, and they're bringing in a bunch of transfers and stuff. And, that's about it.
Perfect. We'll lock you in and talk to you here the next show at the top of the hour.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Cool, man. Take care. All right. We're clear? By the way, we might as well jump right into it. Some of the totals, this one is still in range that I actually think semi-correlated, obviously, to NC State. Absolutely just going bonkers offensively. But if they don't cover him because USF's offense kind of resurges, like their defense isn't going to be any good. It's like outside the top 120 last year. But if they somehow do get to like the 28-31 range and NC State's defense suffers, like NC State's still probably going to win the game and be scoring a bunch. So over 59, it's correlated to some degree with the favorite on the side. But that is the first one tomorrow that I like from a total perspective. We had Colin on yesterday, and he talked about the weather in Minnesota for Ohio State, Minnesota. He said even without the weather, he had the projection more like 60. We got rain and wind. 64.5 is where I was sitting yesterday when we talked to him. It's 62.5 now. He said he still liked it if it had moved down. I'd make it a smaller bet now at 62.5. Like 63, 64 aren't necessarily key numbers when it comes to totals, but definitely get landed on enough that the edge has decreased from 64.5 to 62.5. But I will say I'm bullish to some degree relative to where they ended up last year. And I mentioned this with Colin. PJ Fleck and the defense of Minnesota, it was just very unlike a PJ Fleck team. And they had a bunch of COVID stuff early, and I know they didn't have like their offensive line and defenders were totally out. Like from the get-go, they just never really got it going all season. What did they grade out? I looked it up. It was 108th or something against the run. It's just they're going to be a lot stronger there. I anticipate an improvement. So that combined with new quarterback for Ohio State and probably just like a slower type of approach. I mean, they've been, I think Colin mentioned, throwing under Ryan Day over 60% of the time anyways, even with Justin Fields at quarterback. So that's their kind of bread and butter that sets up some of the explosive plays through the air. I anticipate more of the same. And, that was under smaller at 62.5 now, though. It has moved since yesterday if you weren't tuning in yesterday for that. Next up, let me go ahead and pull up my list. Oh, I have another one on Thursday. I'm not sure what the current number is. It is the East Carolina App State total, which has moved. So we're not going to talk about that one. That has moved 3 points some spots. I only liked it down to like 58. So it's a pass now, 56.5. But keep an eye on it. If it bounces back to 58 by kickoff tomorrow, that's a buy for me for what it's worth. Next up, we'll look forward. I think these are the Saturday games. Oh, we talked about this one like the entire – I feel like we talked Bama, Miami so often. And we talked about it with Colin when we did our season wins draft. We talked about it just when we were going over like week 1 and SEC previews and talking about Bama, Miami. Look, Alabama's offense historically good last year. They lost 7 offensive players in the first 37 picks of the NFL draft. Defensively, they're going to be much improved. And look, I think it'd just be kind of more of an old school Nick Saban. Rely on the defense, run the ball, new quarterback. You're not going to be throwing and chucking it and setting records like you were last year. And I know the hype for Miami and Lashley and the De'Aaron King being healthy again, supposedly. That's the rumor. The word is that his knee injury is okay. Look, I'm pretty uncertain that he's 100%. He relies on running the football. They're probably not going to want him to tuck it and run as frequently, which means, okay, are they going to be able to make plays through the air as often? Maybe by the end of the season, but can you do it against Alabama's defense? And right away in your first real live football game since injuring your knee? I want to see it. I like under in that game. So we've talked about it plenty, but I wanted to break that one down again Here's another one correlated. Do you remember we bet FAU? Pull up something real quick. There we go. It was 24.5 on Monday when we talked about the sides. Moved down to 23.5, 23. I think the total's pretty correlated. Here's what I'm thinking. I told you, look, brand new offense for Florida against an FAU defense that grades out pretty strong. I'm not sure Florida's going to get past 31-34. So can FAU get to 10 points and cover at 24.5, right? Or maybe it's 13 or 14 points. I think they can. That's why, I think the 24.5 was a little high. It did move down. The 52.5s and 52s for the total are still there, and I think those are pretty correlated. Again, I think FAU's defense is good enough to keep them in this game. I think it should be just under 51, which is one of the more relatively key numbers. Again, I'm using quotations if you aren't watching the show, but for totals, look, the keyness of a 3 or a 7 for a spread is a lot different than totals, but 51 is a relatively key number for the range. So anyway, 52, 52.5 out there right now. I do like under, and it is somewhat correlated with the FAU side play. And then 2 more. Let me see what the market's looking like for BYU, Arizona. 54s are better or good. I liked 55, 54.5, 54 is still strong. So this is, we've talked, I feel like ad nauseum about BYU's experience in production and returning 35%. Nation average is 77%. Northwestern's 39%. And then Ohio State's 51% returning production, and they're the 3rd lowest. And BYU's 35, lose a bunch of NFL guys. And Arizona's just a mess, especially offensively. And they're trying to incorporate a run-first Pete Carroll, Jed Fish offense from the Seahawks who's taking over. And it's going to be a lot slower game on both fronts. And we actually did talk about this, I think, slightly when we brought up BYU Arizona on one of the interviews we did. Under the 54 is still strong. Would not bet it worse than 54, though, for what it's worth. And the last one, Notre Dame, Florida State. We've talked a lot about, look, Colin, one of his favorite season win totals under the total was Notre Dame. He bet it at 9. He bet it again at 8.5. It's still 8.5. It wasn't enough for me to do at 8.5, but I agreed mostly. I don't know if you recall, Qwan, would have bet the 9 under. But losing Ian Book, receivers, I think a brand new offensive line, or it's 4 of the 5 starters. I don't think the offense is going to be nearly as good as what we saw a year ago, and a Brian Kelly defense is always pretty strong. So that team, they're going up against a Florida State team that looks to bounce back. Weird COVID year, Norvell. I anticipate Florida State to be better. But defensively, they also will be better, and Notre Dame's going to be strong defensively, and there's just a ton of question marks on the offensive side. My projection was closer to 54. You could get 56s still. Anything that went below 56, though, I'd probably stay away from. It looks like there's a couple spots posting 55.5, so that's also moved. In the future, there will be a lot of stuff coming out Wednesday morning and lines, and it'll settle in, and then I'll use numbers that are a lot closer to in real-time prices. But we had gone over these Monday some, and I just wanted to relay them. People can watch. Look, that game's not till, I think it's their Sunday night game. So watch it. 56 or better. If you don't have a 56 right now, give it a time. You might bounce back up. There might be some market shifting throughout the week. So just keep an eye on those. And I feel like it's still better information for people to see my direction or where I'm at on some of these, even if they did move a little since week 1. Look, these totals have been out for a few weeks, and it's been a little crazy. So that wraps that up. No calls, right, during that little soliloquy of mine. Cool. We're going to wrap up now. Gives us 10 minutes to set up for Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire. We're going to go live, new stream, new link with Sarab. His chance to win $25,000, day 3 of 7 for him to make a pick. And we are going with the FCS game, UAB Jacksonville State, which we had Kristian call in and actually liked the UAB side. So can relay that to Sarab if you didn't hear the call earlier. And after that, 3 o'clock, Steam Morning with Right Angle Sports, releasing one of their college football games for week 1. Thank you, everybody that called in. Had a lot of fun. Tomorrow, as usual, same time, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, Last Word Cheetah. Every weekday, we'll be back. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in 10 minutes live for Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire.